Hello and welcome, my dear friends. I'm so happy you are here with me today. As I set up my table, I want to share with you the inspiration behind this video. A week ago, I had an idea to explore something new, painting the same scene on 3 different watercolor papers. I was curious to see how each paper would respond to my brushes and watercolors, how the textures would influence the final pieces, and what unique qualities each surface would bring out. Today we are going to paint a scene from the North Grove Trail in Calaveras Big Trees State Park. One moment that really stood out to me was when my husband and I walked along the path. At that moment, I lingered behind, captivated by sheer scale of these giant trees. I couldn't help but take some videos on my phone to share them with you later. This image of my husband standing next to one of the giant sequoias really struck me. In the third painting I'll be creating today, you might get a glimpse of just how tiny we seem against these towering giants. I also wanted to tell you that I greatly admire Andrei Tarkovsky, one of the greatest directors who ever lived. He once said that nature is not just a backdrop, but a living, breathing entity that shapes our experiences and emotions. In his films, nature often serves as a comfort zone, a place where characters find solace and introspection. Similarly, as we immerse ourselves in the beauty of Calaveras Big Trees, we are reminded of the enduring strength and resilience that nature embodies. And today, I would like us to explore how nature's strength can inspire our own. But before we start, I want to take a moment to thank each of you for joining me today and for all your love and support. I'm so happy and grateful to have you all here. If you are here today to follow along, I've listed all the supplies I'm using in the video description below. You are also welcome to use the photos from Calaveras Big Tree Park that I've added in the comment section. Feel free to use them in your own art if you'd like. And if you are here just to sit back, relax and enjoy the process, you are more than welcome. Please pour yourself something warm and delicious, cozy up in your favorite spot, and let's begin this creative session together. Let the music envelop you, and let's immerse ourselves in the serenity of the forest as we paint. to take a moment to acknowledge something you might have noticed. When I recorded myself making these 3 pieces, I was so engrossed in the process that I didn't adjust the exposure properly, and the overhead shots appear a bit overexposed. Later, I'll switch to reverse views, which will show you the true colors of the paintings. Despite this, I hope you still get to see how all 3 paintings unfold and how they look in real life by watching the frontal view of the painting process, with Eddie napping in the background. As I looked at the canopy of sequoia trees, I was surprised by the gentleness of their forms and how the greens resembled a soft blue-green hue. The leaves of the giant sequoia are small and sharp, resembling scales on branchlets, and they often appear in bushy, rounded clusters. In the afternoon December sun, these leaves take on a serene, muted quality, with their blue-green coloration subtly shifting as the light filters through the canopy. However, I also noticed how the leaves that faced the direct sun took on a warm yellow-green color. This contrasted beautifully with the softer blue-green hues of the leaves in the shade, creating a captivating interplay of light and color across the foliage. The overall effect was one of the gentle tranquility, with the soft colors of the leaves blending harmoniously against the backdrop of the forest. remember being very wary of the stage in the painting process. When the paints and paper are active, the fear of ruining the painting can be overwhelming. However, over time, I've learned to trust my instincts and not to be too precious about what I'm doing. It helps to remember that it's not fully possible to control watercolors. All we can do is be mindful of how they might interact in a wet versus dry surface and pay attention to the amount of paint and water on your brush. Some of you may feel discouraged or frustrated during this stage, and that's perfectly normal. Please know that it's okay to feel this way. What we can do is give ourselves room to learn and be gentle with ourselves. Believe that with practice, we will learn to work with this beautiful medium. Watercolors can be unpredictable, but that's also what makes them so rewarding. As we immerse ourselves in the beauty of the sequoias, I want to reflect on something that I believe is deeply important for all of us: finding balance and strength in nature. In times when life feels stressful, I find solace in simply being present in nature. Standing among these ancient giants, I'm reminded of the power of being in the moment. Watching how the light dances across the tree trunks and leaves, listening to the birds as they go about their day. It's a reminder that even in chaos, there is harmony. The sequoias, some of which are hundreds of years old, have endured countless challenges, droughts, powerful winds, and frigid temperatures. Yet they stand tall, a testament to resilience. It appears to me that they breathe and live in harmony with the trees around them and their environment, providing shelter for countless creatures, shade and oxygen for all of us. Their ability to thrive despite adversity is a profound lesson for me. In a world that can sometimes feel overwhelming, nature offers us a mirror to our own strength and resilience. Just as these trees adapt to their surroundings, we too can learn to bend and flex in the face of challenges. And by embracing the rhythm of nature, its cycles of growth, decay, and renewal, we can find a deeper sense of balance and peace. As we paint the scenes, let's reflect that strength isn't about force, but about flexibility and harmony with our environment. And let's draw inspiration from these ancient giants who remind us that even in the most turbulent times, we can stand tall and thrive. As I move on to working with handmade paper, I want to share some thoughts about this unique surface. With each following painting, I'll use similar techniques and processes as in the first one. However, there are a few key observations I've made about this paper. I notice how thirsty the handmade paper is for watercolor. After laying down colors, they seem to dissipate into the paper fibers, and the colors appeared much paler than on the visual journal. Despite this, the watercolor flows and blends beautifully on this paper, which is a matter of taste and preference. I love handmade paper for its unpredictable nature. It challenges me to think creatively about how to make my paintings work, and the results are always a delightful surprise. If you decide to work on handmade paper, please be mindful of how much color you mix and layer on top. It seems like the colors are less vibrant on this surface, and overlayering can mute them further. Now let's immerse ourselves in the sensory experiences that inspired this painting. As I stood in the forest, I was enveloped by the serene atmosphere of the sequoias. The sunlight filtering through the canopy above cast dappled shadows on the forest floor, creating a mosaic of light and shadow. The air was filled with sweet scent of damp earth and the gentle rustle of leaves as the breeze whispered through the trees. And the sound of birds chirping in the distance added to the symphony of nature, while the rough bark of the sequoias provided a tactile reminder of their enduring presence. And the taste of fresh, crisp air filled my lungs, invigorating my senses and connecting me deeply with the natural world. As you watch me paint, I invite you to join me in this immersive experience. Let the music guide you and follow along with the written narration. Allow yourself to be transported to the tranquility of the forest, where the ancient trees stand tall, resilient against the elements, yet gentle in their beauty.
The trees, they are singing to the tune of a song, and the wind is gently ringing the bell that brings the morning, the welcome of the dawn. The voice of the robin, the call of the dove, the red leaves are falling, the barn owl is calling, the welcome of the dawn. The dogs will be howling in the early morning light. All are happy to be out in the ending of the night, the welcome of the dawn. The nights are turning colder, soon the falling of the frost. Soon the summer will be over, you feel the change is closer at the welcome of the dawn. The trees, they are singing to the tune of a song, and the wind is gently ringing the bell that brings the morning, welcome of the dawn. Though the warm days are over, they are not forever gone. Like the dust brings the night, the summer brings the fall. It won't be long till harvest comes, morning breaks, the welcome of the dawn. Daylight is calling, welcome of the dawn.
You could probably tell by now how play can lead us to discover new possibilities. As we explore different surfaces and techniques, we are uncovering new ways of seeing and expressing ourselves. Play is essential because it allows us to experiment without fear or failure. It's in these moments of creative freedom that we often stumble upon unexpected textures, colors, and effects that enrich our art. Working with handmade paper, for instance, has taught me to embrace unpredictability. The way colors blend and dissipate into fibers is a reminder that sometimes the best results come from letting go of control and allowing the medium to guide us. This experience is about developing a mindset that values curiosity and exploration. As we continue to paint, I encourage you to approach your own creative experience with a sense of playfulness. Don't be afraid to try new things or make mistakes. It's through these experiments that we learn and grow. Now we are moving on to our third painting, where we'll depict the scene on a 140-pound cold press paper by Arches. This paper is renowned for its exceptional quality, but it's true that the price point can be restrictive for many artists. That's one of the reasons I wanted to demonstrate that you don't need the most expensive paper to enjoy watercolor painting. You can still play and practice your skills with more affordable options. It seems like Eddie needs a snuggle. Alright, let's continue now. In this session, please allow me to show you what this high-quality paper is capable of. Arches paper is known for its durability and ability to handle multiple layers and much abuse without losing its integrity. It's a joy to work with as it allows for smooth blending and vibrant colors. As we paint this scene on this paper, notice how the colors seamlessly blend, and the texture of the cold press surface adds a beautiful feel to the painting. Let's see how this paper brings out the best in our scene and how it compares to the other surfaces we've explored today. As we continue to explore the beauty of nature through these 3 paintings, I want to share with you something personal. For me, finding peace in nature has been a transformative journey. Some of you may know that I live with rheumatoid arthritis, which can be challenging. The fatigue and pain can be overwhelming at times, and it affects my energy levels and even my voice sometimes. Despite these challenges, I found solace in nature and in sharing my love for watercolor with all of you. Opening this YouTube channel over a year ago was a turning point for me. It allowed me to reevaluate what's truly important in my life and to pursue my passion for art. In a way, I'm grateful for the struggles I faced as they led me to this path. And creating content for YouTube has been one of the most challenging yet rewarding experiences I've had, from learning video editing to painting with my phone hovering above my head. But it's all been worth it, as it's connected me with all of you and given me a platform to share my journey. And by making this video, I wanted to share with you that nature has been a constant source of strength and healing for me. When I'm surrounded by trees, listening to the birds and feeling the breeze, I experience a sense of calm that reduces my pain and sometimes lifts my spirits. It's as if nature reminds me that even in the toughest moments, there is beauty and resilience available to us. With these paintings, I hope to express that sense of peace and connection to nature. I want to share with you how being in tune with the natural world can be a powerful tool for healing and finding strength. Just as the sequoias stand tall despite the challenges they face, I believe we too can find our own resilience in nature's embrace. Dear friends, as we come to the end of this painting session, I just want to take a moment to share my thoughts with you and reflect on everything we have done today. Working on all 3 papers has been such a joy. Each one brought its own unique challenges and surprises, and I've loved exploring how they respond to watercolors. I have to say, I was particularly surprised by how versatile the simple sketchbook by Visual Journal turned out to be. The colors look so vibrant on that paper, and it reminded me that sometimes the most unexpected materials can bring out the best in our creativity. It's proof that you don't always need the most expensive supplies to create something meaningful. Looking at this last painting with my husband standing quietly among these ancient sequoias, I'm reminded of why I love painting scenes like this. Nature has a way of grounding me, of helping me find peace even in the most stressful times. This tree standing tall for centuries, despite droughts, storms, and cold winters, are a powerful symbol of resilience. They remind me that strength doesn't always mean being unyielding. It means adapting, enduring, and continuing to grow. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here with me today. Your support and encouragement mean so much to me. This channel has become such an important part of my life, a space where I can share my love for watercolor and connect with all of you. Knowing that you are here watching, painting along, or simply enjoying the process fills me with gratitude. If there is one thing I hope you take away from today's video, it's that creativity is about exploration and play. Whether you're working with handmade paper, a simple sketchbook, or the finest paper, what matters most is allowing yourself the freedom to experiment and enjoy the process. Mistakes are simply part of learning and growing. And when life feels overwhelming, I hope you can find strength in nature, as I do, whether it's through painting or simply sitting quietly among the trees. Let yourself be present in those moments. Nature has so much to teach us about resilience and peace if we take the time to listen. Thank you again for spending this time with me today, my dear friends. I hope these paintings bring you a sense of calm and inspiration. Please take care of yourselves, keep creating, and remember, you are stronger than you know. Until next time.